Hello, I'm a new Neovim user and I've been having some trouble with the autocomplete feature or the tab completion in Neovim. And I'm hoping for some advice on how I might change it or fix it. First off, I'm running this kickstart configuration that I got from GitHub. I believe this comes from one of the creators of Neovim, one of the core developers. And it seems to be a config that's well regarded by the community. But anyway, let me start Neovim, and let's say I want to edit a file. And I'm going to try editing a file in this Beyond All Reason directory that I've been doing some work in. And you'll see that this directory has some spaces in it. I wonder if that's the cause of my problem. But the first and biggest problem I'm having is if I'm at this point and I press tab. Well, nothing's happening. Let's see. Yeah. Sometimes when I press tab in this situation, it just completely messes up the path. You see that it starts the path over. Like this is the beginning of the path, but also this is the beginning of the path. So it has, and it's broken up the directory here in the middle. So right off the bat, pressing tab with this directory just messes up the path, and any further pressing of tab or anything I do from this point on is pretty much not going to work. So I just can't tab complete paths with that directory. I also have a problem with telescope when I'm in a directory with spaces. So here I am in this directory. My working directory has some spaces in it, and if I run, well, let me first do check health telescope. So the health of telescope looks okay. But if I run telescope find files, there's nothing. It seems to just, there's 0 files that telescope could match here. And so this isn't working as I would expect either. Can I use telescope to match files in a directory with spaces? If I use a clean Neovim, so if I remove all configuration from Neovim and just run pure vanilla Neovim, and I go to edit a file, local state, often when I'm building out a file path like this, I will want a reminder of what files and directories are in a certain directory to help orient myself. So in situations like that, I might just press tab, and then I get this list of files and directories to remind me of where I'm at. So in this case, I'm reminded, okay, I'm in that directory with all the text files, and it's also like the top level engine directory with the menu and the UI and the logs and so forth. So I get this reminder of where I am. And so this part of the tab completion is genuinely useful. But from here, I do not know how to effectively narrow down these possible completions. For example, if I see this and I think, oh yeah, I want to go to the pool directory, the most efficient way I know to do that is to start tabbing through this list, and I come down here to the pool, and then I select that. The problem is I had to press like 30 keys I had like 30 key presses in order to tab complete this 4-character directory name. So it's very inefficient to tab complete that way. If possible, I would like Neovim to behave more like my shell does. So if I'm at that exact same directory, again, I'm at this Beyond All Reason directory. Again, let's say I want a reminder of where I'm at. So I press tab. My shell shows me some of what's in this directory, and I see these directories, subdirectories. and I think, oh yeah, I'm at like the root of the engine, and I want to go to the pool directory. So I type PO tab, and then pool is auto-completed. I could also fuzzy complete. Like if I want to go to Lua UI, I could just type UI tab, and it will fuzzy complete the Lua UI directory. The difference is, the fundamental difference, and I would like to change this behavior in Neovim if there's a setting, but my shell, so I'm typing on this line in my shell, and when I press tab, the shell does not move my cursor on that line, and the shell does not enter any text on the line where I'm typing until it is certain that it's what I want to complete. So, like if I enter LUA tab, it will narrow it down for me and say, okay, well, you've narrowed it down to just two options, Lua menu or Lua UI. Or if I just type L and press tab, it will enter a few characters for me. It only enters U and A. It only enters those characters that it is certain I want to type. And I want this more conservative behavior from Neovim as well, if possible. One last time I'll show how it works in Neovim. So watch my cursor. Again, my preference is for my cursor on this line where I'm typing. I want my cursor to remain as stationary as possible during the tab completion process. But as soon as I press tab once, it jumps all the way over here and enters all this text. And then as I tab through, it's like rewriting. There's just tons of rewriting of text that's on this line where I was typing. And I would prefer if it would leave the cursor more stationary, like my shell was doing. However, in a situation like this, if I type in .po and press tab, it's good that it's good and acceptable that it would go ahead and then type in the remaining OL, because that's the only possible completion. So I would like that more conservative behavior from Neovim if I can configure it that way. I would appreciate some advice about how to configure that, and thanks for watching.